Hey guys, Tony from WarcraftTV.com, and today I'm going to show you how to get your very own singing sunflower pet. So over in Hillsbrad is this quest giver, and he has a quest called Lawn of the Dead. When you accept it, it puts you in this vehicle mode. Now, in this video, try and ignore this red plant sitting there. For some reason it glitched out when I started it. But so the Lawn of the Dead quest chain, there's a couple of them. It's either 3 or 4 quests he gives you, but it's the same exact thing. You're basically going to play this game. And the basics of the game are this. Those globes falling down on the ground, that's actually sunlight. And you need to grab as much sunlight as possible, and you're going to create, using this grid here, this kind of chessboard grid, you're going to plant flowers. So we got these sunflowers I'm putting down, and the sunflowers actually absorb more sunlight so that these globes come down a lot faster. Okay, because if you only have one sunflower, the globes go really slow and you don't have enough solar power to fight off these zombies. If you look on the right side, you see these zombies coming towards my flowers. Okay, so the basics of the game: you're going to plant flowers, you're going to kill zombies, and eventually a big boss comes out. You kill him, you complete the quest, and you get your pet. Okay, so here's the tips for doing it. You're going to want to create 2 rows of sunflowers. So you see I have 1 row going right now, and you just keep collecting these globes, and you need to right click on the globes. That's the way to gather them. If you just normally click on them, it won't pick them up. You need to right click on them, and that'll collect them. But you're going to want to create 2 rows of sunflowers, and then these red flowers that I put out here, those are called spitters, and what they do is they're the ones that are going to kill the zombies. Okay, so you have to have at least 1 row of those. And then there's also a blue flower that the little symbol looks like a frost lotus down here. The blue flowers are kind of like frost mages. It'll freeze them. It shoots a freeze ray at them and slows them down. Okay, kind of like a frost bolt. So you want 2 rows of sunflowers. You want at least 1 row of the red flower and 1 row of the blue flower going all the way across your chessboard here. And that's like the best way to do it. You have your sunflowers are collecting solar power, which gives you a lot more of these solar globes coming down, so you can collect them and keep firing. Your 1 row of red flowers, that's the one that's actually killing the zombies, so those are important. You have to have those. And then the blue ones slow them down so that they don't overrun you. And if you look on the left side here, you'll see these green lights, these little robotic green lights. I'm not sure what these things are called, but basically that's collecting your solar power, your sunlight. Okay, and you are inside this little house over here. So this game can get very frustrating. You're easily going to spend an hour doing this because there's multiple quests, but it's all the same setup. It just goes faster and gets a little bit harder. Okay, what you're watching here is actually the final one. The boss will come out in a little bit. So this is actually the final quest for it. Okay, so you've got your sunflowers that collect sunlight. You've got your red flowers that do damage. Your blue flowers are basically crowd control. They slow them down. And then you'll see number 4 here is actually rocks. You can put rocks out in front of the zombies, and the zombies have to fight their way through it, just like that. Okay, so they basically they're attacking the stone while the flowers are attacking them. Okay, so you're probably going to want to do at least maybe 1 row of stones at some point. Number 5 button here is actually, it's like a big vine that comes out and it'll grab them and throw them, but it's kind of expensive to use and you don't really need it. So I wouldn't recommend you actually using that. Number 6 is a pumpkin. And what the pumpkins do is they're kind of like grenades. So wherever you plant them, they're going to explode like almost immediately. So don't make the mistake of just putting them anywhere and thinking the zombies are going to walk into it. That's not going to happen. You need to plant them right where the zombies are. That's the only way to use it. But the pumpkins are very expensive to use, so you're going to have a lot of solar power in order to use them. So the easiest way to do this is you have your 2 rows of sunflowers. Click on the globes as fast as possible. As soon as you see them drop, you want to click them so that you can gather them. You have your one row of red flowers, your one row of blue flowers that you can see I'm building here. You want to try and keep some stones out in front to slow down the zombies even more. And use your pumpkins wisely, basically. I think it took 3 pumpkins. So you see here, this is the boss. He's Warden Stillwater, the big guy over here on the right. He's the boss. Okay, and you have to kill him in order to complete the quest. So use these pumpkins. They've got a long cooldown, so you're going to have to keep the solar power going. Okay, and just drop the pumpkins basically at his feet. But also watch out for the other zombies as they're still moving towards you, because you don't want them to get past you, okay? But if you've got your defenses set up like this, this is the easiest way to win. That's all there is. You have consistent solar power coming down, you've got good defense, you've got good crowd control. See, I've got the row of rocks going here, I've got the row of blue going, I've got my red flowers which are attacking. So this is your perfect setup right here. This is the way it should look. And you're going to keep dropping pumpkins. Basically at this point you're just collecting solar power so that you can use the pumpkin and drop it in the middle of the zombies. You can either drop it on the boss or drop it on the middle of them. Wherever there's a big cluster of them, that's probably good. Like that. Boom, drop it at his feet and he takes damage. And this red line that you see here at the lower screen is actually, he's going to, I guess you could say, enrage if it hits 0. So you need to kill him before it gets to that point. All in all, if you do this basic setup, it's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, this can get very frustrating. If you don't have enough solar power, then you can't make enough plants to attack. There we go. Boom. See, so that pumpkin defeated him. We'll go back over to the quest giver here and turn in the quest. It's called Lawn of the Dead. You get to choose one of these 2 items, which if you're a higher level, it doesn't mean anything, but he's also going to give you these sunflower seeds, and that is actually your pet. So go ahead and do that and look in your inventory, and you can see the yellow seed down below. Click that to learn it, and just look for it in your inventory, and it will give you the singing sunflower pet. See, there it is. So anyways, these are my tips for getting this done in the most efficient manner, and just follow it and you'll have your pet. So hopefully you like this video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, leave a comment. You know the drill. And I will talk to you guys later. See ya.